Hi, this is Maginoni, and a couple weeks ago, a friend and I went to Sanctum of Horror. It's located at the same place as it was last year at Superstition Springs Mall, 6555 East Southern Avenue in Mesa, Arizona. It's behind the mall next where the Sears is. Now, to get into the haunt, it's $22, or you can spend $15 just to pick one of the two haunts. Because this year they also have a brand new haunt called The Breach. Now, let's talk about the first part, the Sanctum of Horror, first. Now, that haunt, for the most part, is pretty much the same as it was last year. There might have been minor tweaks or minor changes, but it wasn't overall a significant change, which is fine because, this is a type of haunt that there's a lot of attention to detail. So, as I was going through the haunt, I spent more time just admiring, what they've done with the haunt in terms of the walls, the actors that are in there, how they're interacting with us, and overall they still have, even though they don't have a big cast, they still have a very solid cast. Now, the other haunt, the Breach, is the one I was really excited to go through because that was the newer one. Now, I don't want to give too much away, but I can at least say, based on what they've released online, it's one of these alien type haunts where you're in a military installation and there's an alien, it's been invaded by aliens type thing. Now, the very beginning was amazingly good. The actress there was phenomenal. She did a really great job with the accent, and it wasn't, even though it was pretty much a standard lines that she gave, it made it seem a lot more interesting because it wasn't your standard, okay, guys, let me go over the rules. Don't touch anybody. They won't touch you. Blah, 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 blah. She made it a lot more entertaining, and I applaud that a lot. Now, going through The Breach, while it had a very consistent theme compared to what the Sanctum is, where it's more of a mixture of things, the rooms were well done in the sense that they made sense, how it went from one room to the next room to the next room. And I will say that the ending was really good. That was a really great job. There is some jump scares through both haunts, and overall I think they did a great job. The only thing that you'll probably really notice is the Breach is kind of short. It's a little bit shorter than the Sanctum of Horror haunt, which it isn't that bad because I think that if they overextended it, then I think that's when you would run into the danger of it starting to get too repetitious and maybe a little bit more on the not as fun side. So I thought that they ended it perfectly. It's nice, it's short, and sweet, and it's really not that expensive. Now, I guess the main question that always people will ask is this haunt scary? Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's not an extreme haunt, and it's not the scariest haunt that I've been in. But that being said, they have some of the best detail in the haunts in Arizona. They have put more time and love in their set design than bigger haunts in the state or in the city. The actors, they do a great job. Even though I'm not giving a lot of love towards the actors in Sanctum, I will say there are still really good actors in that haunt. And they did a really great job of just interacting with you, the way they talk, the way they move. It was just a great experience overall. So in that case, I always will side with, let's go for something like that where I know that, it's a local haunt, it's not a big business, and they put a tremendous amount of love into it. Overall, also, I would say that this is a type of haunt that if you're a new person going into a haunted house where you're not quite sure if you can handle a scary one, this is a perfect one to go into. If you've been to a lot of haunted houses and you don't really get scared a lot, well, let's put it this way: nothing in Phoenix area is going to scare you anyways. So you might as well just come here, support a local haunt that does a great job with their attention to detail. It's one of my pet peeves for haunted houses is the use of black walls. where it's kind of like you're just walking through endless corridors of black walls to get to the next room. This does not happen here. It's just one room to the next room to the next room, and it really flows well. And it, like I said, that to me shows that they know when to start and end it versus just continuing it just for the sake of making the haunt look bigger. So for that, I give them a lot of props. Highly recommend this haunt. Even if you could only go to one, I'd still recommend it because, like I said, they do a fantastic job. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. I'm going to try to go to another haunt, at least one more haunt this season, and then probably next year is when I'm going to start going a little on the crazy side and trying to go to maybe out of state and hit a bunch of haunts that way. Anyways, comments, questions, let me know. Like, share, and until next time.